nhìn đầu tiên với màu đỏ chủ đạo cùng với các mặt hàng nội thất đa chủng loại. Người tiêu dùng có thể dễ dàng tìm mọi thứ cần thiết cho căn nhà của mình tại Uma. Từ chiếc muỗng ăn cơm nhỏ xíu cho đến những kệ sách, bộ salon độc đáo. Đây không chỉ là nơi bán đồ nội thất mà còn truyền cảm hứng cho những khách hàng muốn làm đẹp không gian sống của họ. Cùng với việc chú trọng vào phục vụ khách hàng bằng cách tìm hiểu nhu cầu từng khách hàng, chuỗi cửa hàng nội thất Uma đã thực sự làm hài lòng cả những khách hàng khó tính nhất. Sự tận tâm phục vụ đã một phần làm nên phong cách của các cửa hàng nội thất Uma. Đặc điểm nổi trội là các sản phẩm có màu sắc tươi mát. Hầu hết các sản phẩm được sản xuất tại nhà máy Việt Nam, chỉ có một số hàng nhập khẩu. Đội ngũ thiết kế của Uma có trọng trách tạo ra những món đồ nội thất mới, tạo dựng phong cách thiết kế riêng theo yêu cầu khách hàng. Cửa hàng bày trí đầy đủ các phòng chức năng của một ngôi nhà với các tiện ích, vật dụng nhà bếp, phòng ăn, phòng tắm, phòng ngủ, vườn. Có thể nói, Uma đáp ứng tất cả những gì cần thiết cho những khách hàng có nhu cầu trang trí làm đẹp cho tổ ấm của mình.
Vào đây thì tôi lựa chọn cũng rất nhiều thứ được mà trong cái sinh hoạt gia đình, kể cả cho người lớn lẫn trẻ con. Thì tôi rất hài lòng kể cả cách phục vụ, giá cả, mẫu mã lẫn đồ mẫu mã ở đây thì tôi thấy là đa dạng, đẹp, hợp lý và cho người tiêu dùng. Thì tôi rất hài lòng với cách phục vụ, với cái giá cả, với cái shop ở đây, và tôi cũng mua rất nhiều ở đây rồi. Và vào đây thì tôi chọn được tất cả những đồ sinh hoạt cho gia đình.
Thưa quý vị và các bạn, những năm gần đây, khi điều kiện kinh tế ngày càng khá giả, người Việt Nam dành thời gian chăm chút cho không gian sống của mình nhiều hơn khi nhu cầu ăn ngon, mặc đẹp đã được đáp ứng đầy đủ. Chính vì điều đó, những mặt hàng nội thất độc đáo, tiện dụng được nhiệt tình chào đón bởi đại đa số người tiêu dùng. Vậy các doanh nghiệp nước ngoài đã làm cách nào để nắm bắt và đáp ứng được thị trường Việt Nam? Chúng ta sẽ tiếp tục trò chuyện với CEO August trong phần 2 của chương trình CEO Talk. How did you evaluate Vietnam home furniture market recently?
I think there's a lot of things happening. Some good things and some maybe scary things. There's a lot of buildings, which I think maybe can be good for me because all the buildings need furniture. But it's maybe so that there's too many buildings on the way, and also I see that many of the buildings are owned by the same, or the apartments are owned by the same people, and many of the apartments have a goal to rent out the apartments, sublease them again, and I don't really know if this market will work. So that's for the macro, for the big picture. I can see that there is a need of a very lot of new apartments and new buildings in Vietnam, and maybe the speed is a little bit too high now. I can see, and that can happen. It can be a little bit scary.
So that's good for home furniture business. Right?
It can be good, but can also be so that it maybe crash a little bit. It stop a little bit. That's the macro. Then I can see that there is a vacant and a new interest from the customers. There is many more people who like to do something in the home. And this, I think, comes naturally in a development country like Vietnam. The home comes in focus in a certain step. I mean, the first thing you need is food, and you need something, to cover your head, and then you need a transport, and then when you have bought your motorbikes, maybe your car, you start to focus on yourself, your nice clothes, maybe you buy a handbag and your mobile telephones, your computers. And after all this, I think you start to turn around when you're home and say, maybe I should do something with my home.
Yeah.
And this is coming more and more now. So more and more, I think at least in the young generation of Vietnamese people, they are interested to do something with the home. And that's interesting, I think. And that's what I like, of course. And I see that we can do something. We can fill one part. Then we have a lot of competition. They can fill other parts. And it's good with competition also.
But how can you catch up with Vietnamese customers' behavior?
I think it's very important to catch up with consumer behavior. You need to know the consumer. To know the consumer, if you work in the home furnishing, you have to visit the homes. So that's what we do. That's what I do a lot. And I have been lucky because I was also involved in a TV production where we did a lot of restyling of homes. So I know a lot about Vietnamese homes. From that, I know a lot of problems that you have in Vietnamese homes. From that, you can start design. You can do a lot of new products which the customer needs. That's one thing. The other thing is that you need to know the trends, because you need to know what color to put on, or what materials to use, and a little bit what shapes. And if I look into the the big world, there is big trends, mega trends, and there is fashion trends. And the big trend in the world right now is about sustainability. It's about nature. It's about the planet. And that's nothing in Vietnam. Nobody's interested in it. Here is unlucky, unfortunately, so nobody's interested in that. So we cannot take the world trend. We have more to go into what the Vietnamese wants. And what we can see is that there is a very big interest of colors, and stronger colors than you normally have in the other parts of the country, or the other countries. So we work with that. We find the fashion trends for the world, but then we adapt them to what we see is the more Vietnamese colors. And by knowing how the Vietnamese customer lives and knowing what they like, we can put it together to nice products.
Yeah, we're talking about behavior.
Yeah.
Do you think that are there any different between Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City consumer behavior?
Yes, it is. and here is a lot of favorite answers also. Everybody have an opinion in this question.
Yeah.
I maybe have a little bit hard to answer the question because we started a business in Hanoi. Our business is much bigger in Hanoi still. I think it's like this, that interior and furniture business is driven a little bit by influence coming from outside Vietnam. All the influences coming from outside Vietnam, they come to Ho Chi Minh City first. That means that the market in Ho Chi Minh is more mature. It's more developed. It has a higher expectation, higher demands. The competition is higher. The customers is maybe also more complicated. In Hanoi, the competition is a little bit less. Customers are more price focused. So there is a difference. But I also think that what's happening today in Ho Chi Minh City will be happening in Hanoi 2 years from now.
Is it?
And then it will be something new happening in Ho Chi Minh City that will happen again. This is development. I have the same in my home country, Sweden, which is a long country also. Mm-hmm. The development starts in the south and it ends up in the north. So I can say, for me, it's very much about time. You can look on how Ho Chi Minh market looks now. You will know how Hanoi market will look in a couple of years.
I know that UMA's target customer segment are citizens with low to average income level, right? Mm-hmm. So it means that UMA products have to be well designed and diversified with low price. Mm. So how can you achieve this?
Yeah, that's the magic. I don't know. Maybe you have some suggestions.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
You have to be on every detail. You have to know. I mean, first of all, you have to be very cost conscious. You have to drive your organization with a minimum of costs, and you have to be aware of. You have to know all the different parts of the business, and we integrate everything in our company so we can control all of it. I mean, the low price comes from the low cost. It's no magic. If you have a high cost in your operation, if you buy too expensive, then you can't have low prices. For design, we have an in-house design company, design bureau in our company, where we employ young Vietnamese designers, or we have sometimes some foreign design students who come here. So the cost for our design is very low because I have the network. I know where to find them. They are very enthusiastic. They want to do the products, and they don't cost very much. So you can always find different ways if you really want to minimize your cost.
Do you care about the quality?
Yes. I mean, every happy customer who, especially, say like this, the most efficient marketing in Vietnam, that's not TV commercial, even if you want me to say that, because you want me to buy some TV commercial. It is the mouth to mouth. It's the Vietnamese families who meets on the Saturdays and Sundays and chit-chat about what they have done in the week. If you deliver good quality, you come into this chit-chat, and then that's the marketing. That's really the efficient marketing. So you have to deliver a quality that is a little bit better than expectation compared to the price.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we do that.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, what is the trends of interior furniture in 2012?
Well, then you mean, I guess that you mean materials and colors and things like that?
Yeah, and style?
If you talk about colors, blue has been a very dominating color in home interiors. The colors comes very much from fashion now. If fashion, the fashion colors 1 year, they come into the home the next year. The blue has been a very dominating colors. Now comes, you can say, two directions. One is a very colorful, pastel, bright colors plus metallic colors. That's one direction. The other direction is vintage, more old-fashioned, more faded colors. So that's from the color point. What will happen, I think, because I don't know, but I think next year.
It's the color. How about the style?
We only work with the modern style. The modern style have been very, very minimalistic the years before, but it's starting to change. It started to come more shapes. It started to come more humoristic parts. It come more and more details into it, and I think that's nice. It's fun, because I like also sometimes when things are minimalistic, but it can be very boring also if everything is just black and white and gray.
So it seems that you know about the trend in Vietnam very well, but are you afraid of local competitor?
Yes. No, I have the opinion that competition is very good. It will, first of all competition that comes locally, it will make us sharper because we have to be better to fight our competition. That's one thing, and it's coming more and more competition. So it's good because we can use it to be better. The other thing is that more competition means that we put more focus into furniture in interiors. People will maybe stop buying so many cars and maybe buy sofas instead, because there is more competition and more noise from the interior design or from the interior business. So I think it's good. I hope there come more competition.
So what made you think running business in Vietnam is more compromising than other countries?
Ooh, I don't really know that. I can only compare to maybe to Sweden. I think running business in Vietnam is very interesting. It's an entrepreneurial country. Everybody who can, they do business here, and it's not so complicated to start up. There is a lot of rules you have to comply with, but it's in the society that everybody can start up the business. So I really think Vietnam is a business-friendly country. Every Vietnamese is a businessman.
What do you think is the key to success in home furniture business?
I would say like this, that the key to success in every business is that you find the right gap in the market at the right time. And that is about timing, and it's also a lot about luck. And so that's the key, really. Then, of course, for us in the home furnishing business, we are in the retail business. It's a lot of details. We have to have a 100% focus on the customer. If the customer don't love us, then we're out of the business. And we have to have a focus on what we give the customers, the products, and they have to have a quality and a price